And we're live. Yeah. What's up, guys? Decided to take a walk, get some fresh air. You know, the market could be quite stressful on the upside or the downside. Like there's so much at stake. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to just get away from it, get some fresh air. I don't do enough walks. Stay in front of the computer, four screens. If it's not that computer, some other computer, just constantly in front of technology. I like technology. I mean, I'm using technology now, right? But I gotta get some sunshine. Some sunshine. Whew. Weather is changing here. It's changing. But spring is right around the corner. We're about to get some green grass. We're about to get some flowers and more sunshine, a lot more energy. I actually like that. That's my favorite season, right? Because once we have that, there are more things to do, a lot more things to do. Yeah, so on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing quite well. Um, it's doing as good as predicted, which is actually the prediction is actually better than the 4 year cycle would attest to. It's doing better than what the 4 year cycle would predict, but not better than what I predicted, which is also amazing, right? Because we've blasted, maybe blasted is too strong a word. We've gotten through the 618, past 49K, and we're using around that level for support right now. So, it's looking quite bullish. I don't anticipate the buy pressure to subside. I think that we're going to continue to have more buy pressure from BlackRock and the other 8 ETFs. So this pressure could last quite a long time. Secondly, the buy pressure could push Bitcoin over 200K within 2 years. Actually, towards 300K. Mathematically, that's how it works out if the buy pressure continues. But a lot could happen from now in 2 years, right? You can have less buy pressure. And that's why these predictions, they rely on a lot of variables, and nothing is guaranteed because the variables could change. There are too many variables to account for. We're just going to go by what we see on the chart, right? We're just going to go by what the chart is telling us. The chart is telling us that we have bullish momentum. And until the momentum changes, we're going to be bullish. Makes sense? You know what, guys? I think I need to get out more. I think I need to do more walking, because not too long ago, a walk like this, like what I'm doing, um, it wouldn't, my breath wouldn't be affected at all. I wouldn't feel as much stress. I think it's good to get up and move around. I do like a lot of weight training, um, but I also need to remain mobile. They say if you don't use it, you lose it, and it doesn't make any sense building up financial strength if you don't have your health, if you don't have that covered. You know, health and wealth are related. Um, you need the health first. The richest people in the world, a billionaire will give up his billions if he's an ailing billionaire, and you give the person the choice whether to have their youth and vitality back or to keep their billions. They're all going to say, "Give me my youth and vitality back," all of them. So that's another thing to you young folks. You don't realize how wealthy you are, right? There are a lot of things that you can buy. You can't get your time back. You can't buy that back. Your time, your energy, these are the most precious things on this earth. So don't take it for granted. Make sure you're living your life to the fullest and pursuing your dreams, because you can't get that time back, right? Keep people around you that are positive and that are part of your vision, that could help you achieve your vision, your goals, your dreams, and ambitions. And if there's anything that's negative that's taken away from that, you have to get rid of it. You have to cut it off, because it's draining you like a vampire. You know, you got right away get rid of it. No matter how much it costs in the short term, it's a great investment to watch who you spend your time with. So, yeah, the video, I was gonna keep it crypto related, but all of these things are related, right? Health is related to everything that we're doing here. The trifactor, trilemma: mental, physical, spiritual health. I guess it's the quad, right? Also financial, but financial works out once you do all of those other things. Yeah, the weather is warming up. Hey, man. Yeah. This is good, man. It's actually really good for me. Really, really good. I think the adrenaline's starting to kick in now. I'm walking faster. I'm not jogging. I don't feel like jogging. I'm trying to do that. Hey, if the camera's shaking, you know, I'm not used to doing that. Not used to walking around vlogging. Yeah. Yeah, how you doing? Right. Hey. Nah, man, I'm actually I have a financial website. I talk about like financial things on YouTube, and I need to get out of the house because I'm always in the house. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get some exercise. You see? Yeah, I'm doing a vlogging too. Kill two birds with one stone. How you doing? You see this right here? You see that? That's trying to sneak up on me. I'm not gonna let it. It's trying to sneak up on me. Nah. When I was younger, I was like, I'm not trying to do that. When I was your age, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want the dad bod, you know. So I'm gonna try to hold on to it as much as I can and try to do something about it. Yeah, I have nothing wrong with lifting. Like I like lifting, right? But the cardio is it's just not fun. Like I don't cardio. Cardio is what's it ain't really about the lifting. It's about how you eat and what you take in. If you ain't got an alkaline diet, if you eat nothing but acid, you can't build muscle. Even like people talk about being healthy, but they don't have a nutritional diet. Then yeah. It's about moderate physical activity. If you're not doing some type of
cardio, blood pressure, things like that ain't gonna go down. But if you take herb supplements with that, it's gonna decrease the chances dramatically as far as just working out ain't just it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got to alkaline your body. Most people do a 30-day detox, fruits and vegetables and water. You'll realize the difference just doing that. Your poop will come out different. It won't smell as bad. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of energy. Start taking the herbs. You're going to realize you ain't got a lot of bumps on your face. You ain't got to wear deodorant all the time. You know what I mean? When you eat acids, it comes out your pores. It comes out, you know what I mean? It comes out your body. It digests. You might get a pimple on your stomach. Like, damn, I ain't never got one right there. Then you pop it and some pusky shit coming out. It's trying to get out of them toxins out the body.
Yeah, man, you dead on. He's 100% with everything he just said. I think my biggest issue is the diet. I think because it's not like my physical activity. It's not like there's no physical activity, right? But that diet's destroying me, right? So just cutting back on some of like the starches and the cheese, the dairy. I think even that will I'll be like, you got to walk before you run, but even that will.
If you cut that for 30 days,
yeah,
it'll be hard to go back to it. When you cut out meat and then you go back to eating meat, like say you cut out 30 days to eat meat, you might go get you a hot dog. You start eating that motherfucker. It's so fleshy in your mouth, you just start to gag like I gotta spit that out.
Yeah. Like beef, I used to eat beef a couple years ago. I stopped eating it for a few years. Now I can't eat it.
That's how it is. Like the more I stop eating pork, every time I eat it, it's more like fleshy than it is like beef per se.
Yeah, it turns you off.
It's hard for me to digest it. Now I'm doing herbs like I'm doing the sea moss. I'm doing the burdock root. Then they got the soursop leaves. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you can take. My grandmama, she got diabetes. Long story short, they put on a whole bunch of insulin, and then the doctor said that we wasn't doing the right thing because we didn't want her on insulin. So they kind of started building up a report and having somebody come to the house. Long story short, we gave her a number of herbs, blackberries, strawberries, and just number water. Man, she ain't on no insulin, no nothing. When the doctor called, they called and said, what did y'all do? We said we did the herbs, the things that you told us not to do.
There you go.
And then then they was like, wow, that's crazy.
I know my elders now, you can also speak, you could attest on this. Like when people were like my age group and stuff, when you were growing up, you notice how everybody was slim, right? Everyone was fit, right? And now you're looking at the younger folk, not this young gentleman right here, but the younger folk, and you're like wondering what's going on, like what's happening. Yeah, people in their 40s, like young ladies in their 40s used to look like, like approachable, so now. Yeah.
Ain't no nutrition in the food, and then ain't nobody doing nothing. Then look at how many people working from home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The pandemic then, shaped the world a little different now. All these big businesses that was booming ain't booming no more. These small companies are coming up now. It's a lot of shit about to change. The world is slowly but surely reversing. Like
absolutely.
And we living in that time. This is the best time to live in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? People scared.
Hey, you dropping a lot of knowledge. I don't know if you want to be on the vlog or not, or you camera shy. It's all good.
Hey, my name's Tyrell, man.
All right. Hey. I'm gonna put you in now because the camera's showing. All right. Mr. Tyrell. All right. So if you want good advice, check this brother out. He's definitely dropping.
Georgia area, known throughout Atlanta, Savannah, Warner Robins, Augusta, Middle Georgia. Yo, the best mechanic in the city as well. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. All right. So you never know who you're gonna meet just walking around the neighborhood. You see that?
That's it.
All right. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. I'm gonna continue to get my exercise. All right, sir. Right. All right. Take care, man. This is the way the world is now. I know it seems strange, but this is the way the world is. Oh no. Right? So you got to do what you got to do what you got to do. Got it? All right. Peace out, man. Yeah, man. So it's amazing that you don't know what people know until you start talking to them, right? Now, I know for some folks, they might be like, why are you talking about health on a crypto channel? And then a lot of other folks understand it. They get it. They get that you have to stay healthy, because if your your body and your mind isn't right, then nothing else is right. You get those two things right first, and then everything else falls into place, right? So finances is a derivative of your overall well-being. Like if everything else is well, then it's then every you know how you have to keep your house clean before you can get to the next level. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need to work on your foundation first to make sure your foundation is good. And after your foundation is good, you can build on the next level, right? So the situation with me, right? I mentioned that I do a lot of lifting. I lift at least 3 times a week. For me, actually like lifting. Um, but my main issue, I think, is most people's main issue is the diet. And it's not like I'm, obese and just completely out of. It's not like that, but I realized that I could be in better shape, because having a bunch of muscle doesn't really mean as much if the stomach isn't flat, right? the stomach should be flat, because if the stomach's flat, that means that your respiratory system doesn't have to struggle as much. Your organs don't have to struggle as much. Your heart doesn't have to struggle pumping blood or oxygen to the other parts of your body, to your organs. Your organs are not being overworked. Another thing is that a lot of folks have high blood pressure and diabetes and these kind of things, and it stems from eating too much. Now, or foods are packed with high fructose corn syrup, right? So what that means is that it doesn't really take that much for you to have to be taken in too many calories, right? Because the high fructose corn syrup is dense and the body can't really process it. The body gets confused when it tries to process it. And that confusion leads to the love handles, especially when you hit your 30s. Right around there, you retain more calories. You burn off less calories for the same amount of time than you were in your 20s. So the reason why you see older people are overweight is not so much that they started eating a whole lot more food than they did than when they were younger. That's not really what happens. What happens is that the metabolism slows down. So the body doesn't burn off the food and convert it into energy. The body becomes less efficient in converting the food to energy. So instead of converting it to energy, this energy could be used to do work, to move around, to be active. Instead of doing that, the body turns that into fat. So it turns the sugar and it turns the food into fat, and it becomes less efficient at also turning it into muscle. That's another thing, right? And so that's why as we age, we need to do strength training. It's not even a question of should we. I think everyone should. Everyone should be doing strength training, because it keeps us going. It keeps our vitality up. It helps with mental processing, keeps the endorphins up, keeps the testosterone up, and these kind of chemicals make it easier for you to take on new challenges, makes you more adventurous, makes you more willing to solve problems. So it's almost a necessity for survival when you think about it, right? Because basically you're more you. You're more who you're supposed to be when you're doing these things. So I thought this was going to be a pretty short video, but I'm actually out here. I'm out here walking for a while, and I enjoy being out. Again, I'm doing so many things. I'm doing a lot of things from home and in front of the computer and so on. This is not the only thing I'm doing, by the way, like my channel. There's a lot of other things that I'm doing. But I decided to talk about these things and also talk about, the crypto. But the crypto is going to take care of itself. We've already packed our bags. We already know what we're doing, so we're gonna continue to skate, you know. But for those who want another view, inside view of what's going on, this is the view. Shout out to Biden and the laser eyes. That was interesting. Yeah. But this is cool. Hello. Good. We got a couple more blocks to go. Probably do about 3 more blocks. The funny thing is, now that I actually started walking, the adrenaline is kicked up, so I'm not as bothered. You know, when I started walking, it felt like such a chore. You know, my body was achy, didn't feel good. Felt like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, needed some oil. But I think the hardest part of getting out and moving and doing anything at all is just showing up. It's not the actual work. It's just being consistent, showing up. That's the hardest part. Hardest part is just getting out there and moving. This message is for anyone that has a task in front of them and they don't want to do it. They're thinking about how far they are away from their goal. Don't worry about that. Just do something. If the hardest part is showing up, then they'll show up. And when you hear the voice in your head say, man, I don't feel like, attack that voice. Tell that voice to shut up. And that's it. And they'll show up. That's all you have to do. If you do 150% that day, well, that's fantastic. If you do 40% that day, that's okay too. You know why? Because the hardest part is just showing up. That's why. It's okay if you're only able to do 40% that day. Because if you keep showing up, you're going to get 150% eventually one day. That's because you keep showing up. And then over time, you'll be surprised, right? So just keep showing up. It's not a bad day out here, man. It's we're in February. Shoot. February 15th. It's not even cold. Well, I don't consider it cold. I don't consider it cold at all. I think it's actually pretty, it's manageable. This is manageable. Wow. Wait, how long have I been out here? I'm kind of like moving through. Been out here for a minute. Yeah, man. So, pretty much it for me, man. Friday's coming up. I know people are looking forward to the weekend, 3-day weekend, because we have President's Day out here in the States, right? So that's the 19th, 3-day holiday. You know, people want to chill out with their family, maybe do some barbecuing, watch a game or two, take it easy, whatever it is that you do to unwind, depending or your age group, you might go hang out with your friends, and I don't know if you're going to go partying or whatever you do. You go to the bar, or you go watch a game with your friends, or people that like to stay home and play some PS5, PC, whatever it is that you do, but enjoy yourself. I'm sure you've been doing what you need to do. You show up every day for work, right? You're always showing up. So show up for yourself too. Show up for yourself. Give a little bit of that consistency that you have for your job. Just give yourself a little bit of that consistency. Notice? Show up for yourself. Whew. Hey, 20 years ago, I would be running this. I couldn't use a camera. The camera would be jumping up and down. Maybe they have those gyroscope cameras now, right? Those gyroscope things that make your camera stay level while you're jogging. But yeah, I think I did quite well actually. It's not a big deal. And if I keep doing this, I mentioned before about catching my breath while I'm walking. If I keep doing this, then I don't think I'd have to worry about that at all. My body will adapt, and it'll be better at sending oxygen to my organs, right? Because that's really what it is, right? When you're working on your respiratory, it's your body's ability to oxygenate itself, right? So if I continue to do this, and it affects you in a lot of ways too, right? So that means if you're able to send oxygen to the rest of your body, that also includes your brain, right? So that's overall more alertness. So whether it's walking outside like what I'm doing right now, or just hitting the elliptical, that all being said, though, I need to improve my diet a little bit, right? I need to improve my diet just a little bit. That's what I believe. I gotta tell you though, it's kind of odd walking around the neighborhood with a camera. It does feel kind of weird, but it's like life, right? The first time doing something, if it's something good, then you do it anyway, and you just have to get over it. Just got to get over it and keep moving. That's all. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Get over it and keep moving. And usually guys don't walk around with cameras. You usually don't walk around with cameras. But if you explain yourself and explain what you're doing, I think people get it. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pretty much start to wrap it up, but we're gonna keep it going. Thanks for checking in. Make sure I continue to check in, keep everybody updated on what's going on, and that's it, man. We'll double up, we'll circle back, and we'll keep things moving. This is Crypto Excel. I will see you, and I'm out.